We're gonna start our new chapter from the book Elevation to Krishna Consciousness, chapter 5, Knowing Krishna's Energies. Let's see. For Krishna, there is no difference between material and spiritual energy. For him, it is all the same. Sometimes electricity works for cooling purposes, and sometimes it works for heating purposes, but the energy generated from the electric powerhouse is all the same. Similarly, Krishna's energy is always spiritual, but it is acting in different ways. Now, what does that mean? This is very interesting topic, which we might not heard before, or maybe somewhere you might have heard this. So, see, Krishna's energy is always spiritual. But one should understand this thing that just like here, it has, one example has been given here that the electric power which comes from the powerhouse, it works for cooling purposes. It will help you to run a refrigerator or an air conditioner. And same electricity power will also work for heating purposes. You can use your heater or geyser, whatever you can use. So electric power is same, electricity is same, but it is working for different purposes. Is it not? It is coming from same electric power only, electric powerhouse, but it is working in different, it is working for different purposes. So similarly, Krishna's energy is always spiritual. Now you will say, why? But we often hear this, that in this material world, there is the material energy of Krishna. No, actually, it is spiritual energy only. But it's just the spiritual energy of Krishna. It is working, it is acting in different ways. So it is acting as material energy. In a town, there may be a different department of welfare and a department of police. In the eyes of the government, both are the same. Yes, because both departments are working for the welfare of society. Department of police is also working for welfare only. How? It is protecting nice, innocent people from the thieves. Is it not? So it is working for the welfare of society only, and Department of Welfare is for welfare only. So in the eyes of government, both are the same. For both are subsidiary parts of the government. But for the individual, they render different services. Clear? They are subsidiary parts of government who are performing their activities, their duties, their responsibility. But for the individual, they render different services. So at individual level, it may render, people may seek that it is rendering different services, but for government, it is same only. The material energy may be working in different ways that may not be very pleasant to the living entity, but that does not mean that material energy is not liked by Krishna. So let's understand this with this government example only. That you will see there will be some people who are thieves, who are criminals. They will hate these policemen. Oh, this department of police, this is really not good. This is very bad. This always keep punishing us. These people hates, these people have envy with us. This is, this is the real reason. They are anxious, they are envious from us, of us. That's why they just keep on punishing us for anything. So for them, policemen are bad people because policeman is punishing. Policeman is bad man because he's punishing those criminals and thieves. But same way you will see for any other innocent people, any other innocent people, policeman will be a very nice man. Why? Because it is protecting innocent people from criminals, from thieves. So basically, difference is there, seeking difference is there. Policeman is fulfilling his responsibility in same way only. He's not changing his responsibilities or duties. But for different people, there are different perceptions of seeing it. So same way, the material energy may be working in different ways, which is spiritual energy only of Krishna, but that may not be and that may not be pleasing to the living entity. That this material energy of Krishna, it always trouble, makes very, it is very troubling. Always, it is a reason of our misery. It is giving us, it is punishing us, etc., etc. But that doesn't mean that material energy is not liked by Krishna. See? Yes, it doesn't mean that material energy is not liked by Krishna. It is as important as spiritual energy. But it is engaged to punish the conditioned soul, just as the police department is engaged in punishing criminals. So this is one thing which one should understand. We have already discussed this with the above example of government, that different people have different perceptions. So for us, our perception is that material energy of Krishna is not good. It is punishing us. We want to gratify our senses. What's bad in that? But this material energy of Krishna, it is always punishing us. This is not good. But on the other hand, you will see, um, like Krishna is, it's not like that Krishna is not liking his material energy. But for the other people on same world, devotees of Lord, you will see it's not like that devotees are happy because material energy is giving punishment to conditioned souls. It's not like that. But yeah, one should understand this thing, that material energy is punishing conditioned soul, so that they may understand this thing, that our only responsibility is to become Krishna conscious, that we serve Krishna. But if we are not doing this, then we will not get satisfied by ourselves. We can only get satisfied if we will serve Krishna. So material energy is as important as spiritual energy. The only difference is that spiritual energy in spiritual world, bliss. It is always engaged to give bliss to the liberated souls. And here in this material world, it is always engaged to punish the conditioned soul. That you rascals, you conditioned souls, you serve Krishna. You will not, if you will not serve Krishna, I will keep punishing you. So you just serve Krishna and you just get out from this world. You also become liberated soul and you also just enjoy bliss in spiritual world. Don't waste your time here. So yes, just as the police department is engaged in punishing criminals. See, it's not like that police department, they are just enjoying punishing criminals. No, they just want that those criminals, by punishing them, they may understand that these habits of those criminals are really not good. They should just come out of all these rubbish activities, doing crimes, robbing others, money, jewelry, whatever. So they should quit all these activities and they should become a good man, should do something for the welfare of others, should help others. So that's why police department punish criminals so that they may understand and they may quit all these criminal activities. So same way, material energy of Krishna punishes conditioned souls so that they may understand that their only responsibility is to serve Krishna. They become good boys and girls. We become good boys and girls and we serve Krishna. In the 𝗵𝗵𝗧𝗶𝗹𝗵, it is confirmed that Krishna's energy is always spiritual, but it is acting in different ways in different fields of activities. So here is the shloka. I will not be able to show it on the screen, but it is on my screen on another window. Let me just recite the shloka. एकोऽप्यसौ रचितुं जगदण्डकोटिं यच्छक्तिरस्ति जगदन्तः अण्डातरस्थपरमाणुचयान्तस्थम् अन्तरस्थं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि एकोऽप्यसौ रचितुं जगदण्डकोटिं यच्छक्तिरस्ति जगदण्डचया यदनन्तः अण्डान्तरस्थपरमाणुचयान्तरस्थं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि. So yes, in 𝗵𝗵𝗧𝗶𝗹𝗵, it is confirmed that Krishna's energy is always spiritual, but that spiritual energy is acting in different ways in different fields of activities. In relation to Krishna, there is no distinction between the energies. But for our understanding, we discriminate and say that sometimes the energy is working in a material way and sometimes in a spiritual way. We are thinking that the energy is hot or cold, good or bad, pleasant or unpleasant, but in fact, the energy is the same. Yes, just we took the very first example that electric power is the same, but it's just we can use it, we are using it for different purposes. The same electric power can be used to uh, for blowing lamps. Same electric power can be used to for using an air conditioner. Same electric power can be used for playing a television. So electric power is same, but it is working in different ways for different purposes. So it's just we are thinking that this electric power is when we are using heater, so it is hot, or when we are using air conditioner, it is cold, or when we are blowing a lamp, then it is so bright. So we are thinking it in these ways, but the electric power is same. So same way, the energies of the energy, spiritual energy is same, but we are thinking it that it is pleasant or unpleasant, etc., etc. Krishna cannot distribute inferior energy because he is not inferior. He is always superior, spiritual, and therefore his energy is always spiritual, and therefore his energy is always spiritual. Yes. Now this is just amazing. This line which we got, which Prabhupada ji is telling, very interesting. Subhadra is the sister of Krishna, and from her comes the incarnation of Durga, the personification of material energy. So now, are you understanding this thing? That material energy is the personification, not personification, but yeah, expansion of spiritual energy of Krishna. So same spiritual energy is engaged in providing bliss to people in spiritual world. And same spiritual energy of Krishna, which is expended as material energy in this material world, is engaged to punish the conditioned souls. So, are you getting this point that Krishna's energy can never be inferior? It's just his spiritual energy is acting in different ways. So, yes, the spiritual energy of Krishna, which is always superior, it is acting as material energy as well. So, Subhadra is the sister of Lord Krishna, Mata Subhadra, and from her comes the incarnation of Durga, Durga Devi, which is the personification of material energy. Subhadra is in the spiritual world and is eternally related to Krishna as his energy. But when Durga conducts her activities here in the material world, it is not that she is to be considered inferior. Yes. Krishna, who is superior, who is spiritual, how can his energy be inferior? So, material energy is not inferior. It is not actually material energy. It is just the expansion of spiritual energy of Krishna, which is always spiritual energy, which is superior. In the Bhagavad Gita, as well as in Brahma Samhita, it is said that Durga or Maya is acting under Krishna's direction. So how can she be considered inferior? Just like us, we are also following the instructions of Krishna. So how can we be inferior? We should know this thing that the devotees of Krishna can never be inferior because they are serving the highest divine power. Highest, they're serving supreme personality, Krishna. That's why you will see even the devotees of Krishna, they are worshipable to even demigods. This is really not an ordinary thing. So even the devotees are not considered as inferior. Then how can the energy of Krishna be considered as inferior? Criminals may think that the police department is an inferior governmental department, but the law abiding this citizens do not think that this is so. So criminals, they are thinking, oh, these police people, people of police department, they always punishes us like anything. So they may think that this department of government is inferior. They don't have any other business. They just punish people. But it is not like that. They are actually working for the welfare of society under government. They are doing it under government's direction. So they are not inferior. It simply functions in a particular way. Similarly, the material energy has to act to bewilder the living entity who is under the direction of Krishna. So this is quite amazing point. The material energy has to act to bewilder the living entity who is under the direction of Krishna. As a test, she do it as a test. Okay. Moving forward, we are the living entities within the material energy. And we are in this position because we wanted to dominate material nature. Krishna has given us the facility saying, all right, you may try, but you cannot be successful. Okay, now we will continue our discussion in our next class, if Krishna's willing. We will stop here now. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande. Hari Bol. Hare Krishna.